Those of you are back, and today, NFL playoff predictions, baby. It's not too soon. We only have 3 more weeks left. I'm cranking out NFL weekly predictions, NFL playoff predictions, and soon NFL playoff picture stuff as well. If you guys want that, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, join the Discord, go to NFL community. Let's start predicting the playoffs. Now, this video, I'm not going to be predicting the Super Bowl winner, not the divisional round winners, stuff like that. We'll do that closer to the actual playoff time, right? I'm telling you guys who's getting in the playoffs and how, as well as, potential seeding numbers and everything like that. So let's start that off right now. Now listen, I'm an engineer. I'm good with numbers. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp about who's going to make the playoffs and how. The NFC, let's start off with the NFC. It's pretty easy. First thing we're going to do, though, is throw a bracket up. This bracket I created, this is the current tentative, let's call it, playoff picture. So basically, what's important to know? The teams in the middle, the ones that look like they're in the Super Bowl, Packers, Rams, Broncos, Steelers, stuff like that, those are the teams on the bubble. So basically, in the AFC and NFC, the 7th seed is up for grabs. Packers, Rams, Broncos, Steelers, Texans, Bills. If you're at 7 or 8 wins, even 6 wins like the Packers, there's a chance you can make the playoffs. But is it realistic? No. So they're on the bubble. Today, this is the current NFL playoff bracket we're looking at. We're gonna get to my playoff predicted bracket. Who's making the playoffs? Who's squeaking in at 6 seed, 7 seed? There's gonna be a couple teams on the fringe right now, not even in the current playoff picture, that I have making the playoffs. So let's talk about that right now. How are they gonna get in? Starting off, we'll do the NFC because the AFC is a lot more tricky than the NFC. NFC, number 1 seed. Who do I think the 1 seed is going to be? I gotta go with the San Francisco 49ers. Gotta keep it like it is. 49ers currently are the 1 seed, and right now they're going to be 11-3. I said they're going to be 11-3 because I made this before, or during, I should say, their current matchup in Week 15. But they're 11-3 now, and they have 3 games left. Who are those 3 games left against? They're against the Ravens, Commanders, and the Rams. Commanders and Rams they should beat easily. Ravens, maybe not. Let's say worst case scenario they go 2-1. They'll have 12 wins, but they also have the tiebreaker over the Eagles. The Eagles are playing on Monday Night Football. If they win that game, which I think they will, they'll have 11 wins. They'll be 11-3 with a very easy schedule. They'll have Cardinals, Giants, Cardinals, Giants, and Giants. So 2 games against the Giants should be pretty easy, as well as the game against the Cardinals. I think that the Eagles will get 13 wins around there. But I do think the 49ers having that tiebreaker just puts them over the edge. So I'm going to have the 49ers in 1 seed, Eagles in the 2 seed. The fall of the Cowboys is upon us. The 3 seed, I'm going to put the Lions in the 3 seed. The Lions are currently 10-4, and they play the Vikings, Cowboys, and the Vikings. Tough matchups, honestly. Now, the Vikings, I call them a tough matchup. Not really, though. But the Lions, it's a divisional game. The Vikings have to win. They're one of those fringe teams that are going to be, going all out for this victory. But their quarterback is Nick Mullins. So realistically, the Lions should handle them. But the Lions haven't been playing the best as of late. Lions 10-4. I have them beating the, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. Let's say they go 2-1. They'll have 12 wins. They'll be 3 seed, win the NFC North. Fourth seed is going to be the winner of the NFC South, the worst division in football currently. I have that as the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers have a dynamic offense that's improving and trending the right direction, honestly. Right now, they're 7-7. Remaining 3 games. Jaguars, Saints, and Panthers. So this is kind of tricky, right? Jaguars, they're a tough opponent. Going to be a hard game to win, right? We'll call that a loss. The final game of the season against the Panthers, free win, right? They're 1-1. So that would put them at 8-8. Okay, fine. They play the Saints. Before that, the second to last week of the season, they play the Saints, right? If they beat the Saints, they're in the playoffs as the NFC South champions. If they lose, they'll have 8 wins and things will get pretty tough. It'll come down to tiebreakers, how the Saints do and everything. But I think the Buccaneers, I like them more than the Saints right now. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers in the 4th spot. 5th is going to be the Cowboys. Currently 10-4. Okay. Tough loss over the Bills. Let's say it was a fluke because they got ran on like crazy. However, they have a really tough closing schedule. They have the Dolphins next week, the Lions the week after that, and the Commanders. Even if they win 2 of those 3 hard games, obviously the Commanders aren't a hard game, but the Dolphins and Lions are, they'll have 12 wins. We'll put them in the 5 seed. 6 seed, this is where things get tough. The fringe teams in the NFC, I don't really think there's many contenders. 6th seed, I'm going with the Vikings. Vikings are 7-7, and they play the Lions, Packers, Lions. I think they'll go 1-2, and they might sneak into the playoffs. I think they might sneak in as an 8-9 team. So with the Vikings making it as an 8-9 team, who's getting that 7th seed? I think that 7th seed is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. Now the New Orleans Saints are 7-7. They have Rams, Buccaneers, Falcons. Rams and Falcons, I'm not convinced that they beat both of those teams. And like I said, currently I have the Buccaneers beating the Saints. Saints and Buccaneers going to be a tough battle for that 4 seed. I think the Saints might not make it. Who do I have making it over the Saints? Obviously the Vikings, but also the Los Angeles Rams. I like the Rams, man. 7-7. They have the Saints, Giants, 49ers. Okay, so who do the Rams play? Giants in 2 weeks. Giants, easy win. They play the 49ers final week of the season. These 49ers are probably going to be playing for the bye, so they're not going to be resting anybody. They're going to be going all out. They lost. They're not beating the 49ers most likely. 1-1. That means next week they play the Saints. Huge matchup. Give me the Rams over the Saints. Tough for the Saints right there. I'm kind of throwing the Saints under the bus, but oh well. I think the Rams get in as the 7th seed in the NFC. That's the prediction. Heading over to the AFC where things are a little bit more tricky. The 1 seed in the AFC. Now this is made before Sunday Night Football, so I'm just gonna. This is made under the assumption that the first off, this is made under the assumption that the Eagles beat the Seahawks. All right, we'll see what happens there. But also that the Ravens beat the Jaguars. Either way, not going to be that big of a deal. I think the Eagles and Jaguars are still both probably making the playoffs no matter what. So, but 1 seed, I think the Ravens get the 1 seed. They're going to be 10-3 / they are 10-3 right now. But depending how they do over the Jaguars, we'll see what happens there. They have the 49ers, Dolphins, and Steelers. Tough schedule. 49ers and Dolphins, even if they lose both those games, they'll still have 11 or 12 wins. I think that's strong enough to get the bye in the AFC. Dolphins, currently 10-4. Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills left. The hardest closing schedule of any team. Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. Yeah, GG. Good luck. Let's say they go 1-2. Okay. They'll have 11 wins, and they'll have the 2 seed. Chiefs, 9-5 currently. Easy closing schedule. Raiders, Bengals, Chargers. Chargers free win. Bengals and Raiders, they should be both of them. Honestly, they could go 3-0 and get 12 wins. Fight for the 1 seed. Let's say they go 2-1. They'll have 11 wins. Have a tiebreaker with the Dolphins for the 2 seed. So Chiefs, Dolphins, 2-3. Jaguars going to be 4 seed, winning their division, I believe. They have Bucks, Panthers, Titans to close things out. Let's say they go 2-1. They should have at least 10 wins. I think the Jaguars are going to be a solid contender. And then things get tough for the fringe team, okay? We have the Browns who are 8-9-5, the Bengals who are 8-6, the Colts who are 8-6, as well as some other teams. We got the Steelers at 7-7, the Broncos at 7-7. Disclaimer for the NFC, Packers, yeah, I'm not a believer. Falcons, I'm not a believer. Didn't even mention them. They're 6-8, could make the playoffs still potentially if they get 8 or 9 wins. I'm not a believer in those 2 teams though. Kind of similar with the Steelers and Broncos. So what are we going to do here? Who do I have making it? Ravens, 1 seed. Chiefs, 2 seed. Dolphins, 3 seed. Jaguars, 4 seed. 5 seed, I think the Browns sneak in. They have a pretty tough closing schedule though. Texans, Jets, Bengals. With Joe Flacco at their helm, I have them going 1-2. Luckily, they already have 9 wins. They'll get to 10 wins on the season. The AFC, something important to note. 10 wins is the number to be at to make the playoffs. 10 wins. So that means the Browns will be 5 seed. 6 seed, give me the Houston Texans. Texans, how is their closing schedule? They have the Browns, Titans, and the Colts. Not that tough. Titans and Colts should be both of those teams. Browns, honestly, should be both of them as well. They should get 10 or 11 wins as long as they're healthy. Quarterback health and receiver health is going to be important here for the Houston Texans, but I think they get 10 wins and they'll make the playoffs with the 6th seed. If not, disappointing season, right? 7th seed, we got the Colts at 8-6, the Bills at 8-6, Steelers and Broncos 7-7. I think the Colts might have the tiebreaker over the Bills, but I just think it would be a travesty if the Bills don't make the playoffs. Bills closing schedule: Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. Realistically, I think they go 2-1. I don't think they beat the Dolphins the last week of the season. I think they get 10 wins. Now, that means the Colts, who do they play? Falcons, Raiders, Texans. I'm pretty sure for the Bills to make the playoffs, The Colts have to go 1-2. Falcons, Raiders, Texans. If they win 2 of those games and they're tied with the Bills with 10 wins, Colts might get that 7 seed. But I don't want to exclude the Bills, man, because I think they're a contender, especially after what they just did to the Dallas Cowboys. So that's going to be the 7 seed in my AFC predictions. 1 seed, Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars, Browns, Texans, Bills. AFC's crazy. NFC, kind of a little bit crazy, but not as much. A couple pretenders. That's going to be the video. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Comment your playoff predictions down below. Thanks for watching. Peace out.